All right. It is Thursday, November 10th.
Sorry, Jack. It's just a little warm in here. I need to get a little bit more comfortable, I think, real fast. Oh, man. Yeah.
All right. As I was saying, it is You gotta like.
My bad.
That's not gonna. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's a PG pod.
Sorry. Family podcast.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Thursday, November 10th. It's 11:15 a.m. Very nice weather out today. It is. What does my phone say? Like 68 right now. So.
I got 72.
Oh, 72. I was looking at the forecast for this week, so it's gonna go like immediately from like 70 to 40. Overnight. So
it's like
terrible. Wisconsin weather. There's no transition or anything.
We're headed up to Minnesota. We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
No.
Headed up to Minnesota this weekend. It's going to snow tomorrow and drop down to 25 Saturday.
Jeez.
So it's like 70 to 25. Like, I'm not good at math, but that's a lot right there.
Yeah, you thought people were sick already.
Yeah.
That's just going to be like everybody's going to be.
I like how we can now add another member to the pod who's not good at math.
I'm not a math major. Not a math major.
No.
That makes three of us in this room right now.
Yeah.
But no, we should probably introduce our guest as.
No, I don't think we need to do that.
After that intro.
We had plenty of introduction already.
Yes, yeah. But no, we have Peyton Hartman from the men's cross country team, also known as Peach to some of his most loyal friends here. I'm excited for this podcast personally because Peyton is probably the guest that I've known the most out of all the ones we've had.
Me and John have a bit of a history together.
Yes,
so,
we do. So I'm excited for this one, but you wanna, I don't know. How are you doing today, Peach?
Doing great. Blessed to be here, to be on the pod and get to talk about cross country, which is like a super big part of my life. So it'll be fun to talk to you guys. And you guys are always talking about what's cross country, like what do they do in that? So it'll be fun to enlighten you guys a little bit on the topic. So
I feel like I got enough enlightenment 3 minutes ago.
I was gonna say
he's the first guest now to say that he's blessed to be on the pod. Like we've heard like happy to be here, like lucky to be here, like excited to be here, but we've never heard blessed.
Don't let that choke your guys' egos. I know you guys.
That's true, but I will say actions speak louder than words, and I do not see any donuts around here.
Oh,
so Dean
Baki is still the number one guest.
I blessed you guys with the beautiful flag shorts, so I think that's good.
You blessed us with a very patriotic display.
Yeah. I mean, I love it too because like we wrote the whole agenda out, and the first thing I wrote was flag shorts. I think we're covered. I think we're covered with that.
That's it. That's the pod. We're done. That's it.
If for those who are not familiar with the flag shorts reference, go watch the previous episode. We had Autumn on here from the volleyball team.
Yes.
There is a history of cross country showing up to the volleyball games in the American flag shorts.
Yes.
So we had to like get that tied in.
We'll actually talk about that when we get to women's volleyball because we both were at a game.
We were there.
That was very interesting.
And I can confirm John did leave during the game at one point. He thought it was cursed.
I did. They were not doing well, and I left. But we'll talk more about that when the time comes. We'll start with cross country because
that's usually what we do. We try to start with the guest's area of expertise.
Yeah. So I feel like the first thing that I want to talk about is this episode's coming out a little bit after Halloween. But throwing it back to Halloween, you and your teammate Zeke dressed up as your coaches for Halloween. And we have a picture that we'll be putting in post. Mm-hmm. But it is like, what was the inspiration there? Why did you guys decide to do that?
So it was just like a little get together with people on the team, and like originally me and August were gonna go as coaches together, but Zeke was like, nah, dude, we gotta get in on this because we're roommates, so it'd be like funnier for the roommates to do it, you know. And so Zeke's been sporting a pretty nice mustache. If you guys haven't seen him around campus, shout out Zeke's mustache here. But we just decided, dude, it'd be hilarious if we went as coaches. So I dressed up as Coach Travis, and I had to get the Warrior 5K cards, pass them out to everyone. And Zeke got the good Jack Carroll look going. So shout out to Jack Carroll too. But it was just funny because the place we were at was like there was a couple of us on WLC's cross country team, but there was a lot of people from Marquette's cross country team that was there. So like it was funny to us. So Coach Travis, Coach Carroll, and then everyone else was just like, what are they dressed up as? Like, what are these kids doing right now? So, but it was really funny. Passed out a lot of Warrior 5K cards to the Marquette team, and we got like 50 new people to sign up for the race that weekend for the Warrior 5K AK. So that was on me. Coach Travis, just know that was me doing hard work for you, okay? So we sent it in our group chat with the coaches, and Jack loved it. He thought it was hilarious. We just got a nice exclamation point from Coach Travis, so he doesn't know how to use emojis, I think. Otherwise, he would have like sent some emojis in there too. But
I feel like that's just like an adult thing. There's not a lot of like adults who know how to use emojis.
Yeah,
I feel like.
that's fair.
Like like my dad, the only emoji he uses is like the thumbs up emoji. It's like he's a big fan of sending the double thumbs up. I don't know why there need to be two of them, but that's like the extent of the emoji knowledge that any like adults I know have.
It's hilarious because when I text my parents, I use emojis that I never use when I text my
Literally,
friends.
you have to use like professional emojis.
Yeah,
when
I
you're
use, like,
texting
the little-
adults.
the little winky
Professional
face.
emojis.
Literally.
Business level emojis.
Exactly.
And then you get to like, I texted my grandma, who, by the way, I did receive confirmation that she's watched every single one of our episodes so far. So big shout out to my grandma.
Yeah, big shout out
Thanks,
to John's
Grandma
grandma. We
Kronenberg,
appreciate the
for-
support.
No,
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
no,
Sorry,
but
sorry.
on the other side. But still, it's all good. But no, big shout out to my grandma for watching. But
Can we bring your grandma on as a
She
guest?
can be the next guest.
I would love that,
Dude,
I would
I'd
love
be
it.
down
And
for that.
I think she would be a fantastic guest. Also,
Yeah.
she would. Oh, it would be awesome. But no,
We'll have to run that by our producers. So.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I did get to witness that Halloween costume firsthand, including the extra.
I had to add a little extra weight to the outfit. Coach Travis, he's a strong guy, you know. He did football, ran the 800 in college, and like I'm like 130 pounds soaking wet, so you know I had to get a little bit bigger for the costume. So I had a pillow pet. I bring it to all my meets, like it's the thing I do. You guys are talking about superstitions
did.
on the first pod. That's the superstition. I got to bring my pillow pet to the meet
The
with
pillow
me. So,
pet.
yeah.
I think that's better than the towel superstitions.
Yeah, it is. But I just like that you've studied up on the
I've
past
been
episodes.
Yeah,
I've been
he knows.
watching a couple episodes.
He's a fan.
I've been
This
doing my
is-
homework.
I
This
love
is
it.
what you got to do. The last few guests have been good about coming in with some pre-existing
Yeah.
pod knowledge.
Yeah.
So.
I'm loving it.
We're all
Hopefully-
about like continuity here, so we got to like
Oh, yeah.
keep up with the established themes from previous episodes.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. All right, so we should probably get into like the actual like accomplishments of the cross country team here.
you mean the costume wasn't the main accomplishment of the cross
You're
country
right.
team?
You're right. No, but last 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, 2 weekends ago. You guys.
We know how dates work. We
Yeah,
promise.
absolutely. You can't do math. Can't do calendar.
We can't do calendars.
No, I showed up to my class an hour early yesterday.
You
And
did
we're
do
this
that.
far into the.
Did you actually?
100%. Yeah.
Was that like you
we have,
forgot
like-
to set? Did you forget to change your clock or? 'cause,
No,
like,
no.
you just,
I woke up for course registration, did all that, went back to sleep because my first class got canceled. Then I set my alarm and I woke up at like, or 9:40 or whatever. I was like, all right, cool. I have class at 10. First of all, woke up at 9:40, thought that it was Thursday, which we have class at 9:30. So I was like, oh, I missed it. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, this is the wrong day. I have class at 10:30. I'm fine. Get all the way to Steinmack from my room, which is like a 5-minute walk because I live over in
Yeah.
Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and look at my phone and I'm like, my class is totally at 11:30, isn't it? I went into the cafe and like looked at my schedule because I couldn't remember, and then
Yeah.
it was at 11:30, so I just had to.
And we got like 5 weeks left in the semester.
Yeah, you
Still
think I
still
would
doesn't
know.
even
No,
You'd think
that's-
I would know.
No, everyone is still adjusting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though we're almost done.
I'll probably show up to my old classes once next semester.
Yeah,
starts,
just-
whatever.
Mhm.
But no, okay. 2 weeks ago, you guys ran at the NACC championships, both men and women's teams. The men's team, you guys ended up taking second place, runner-up, which is fantastic. You took third overall. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Great run. And then you, Zeke, your roommate, also junior, and then Isaiah Harid also finished all conference in that meet. So congratulations on that.
Thanks. Yeah, it was an exciting race, especially to have like 3 guys all conference. So it's just building on what we were started last year and the year before that. So hopefully we can have a better outcome next year. Because we at the end of the day everyone wants to win. That's what it's
Right.
all about. You know
Of
what I
course.
mean? So but there's nothing to be ashamed of with how we performed this previous meet. So just building on that for next year. Hopefully we get a couple guys more in the all conference spots with us. But to have 3 guys and one of them's a sophomore, Like, that's just super exciting. So Zeke got his first one, and it was just really funny because he was talking to me like the whole week leading up to it. This is the track athlete of the meet that we're talking about from the outdoor championships for track, and he was just like, man, it's been 3 years and I still haven't gotten a all-conference cross country yet. Like, I need to get one. So for him to like be up there with us, which we all expected, you know what I mean? So it's just exciting to, you know, he's got one now too. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And just yeah, no, like you said, like nothing to be ashamed of there. Like second place is fantastic. Have you guys been like up there in the past like years?
Last year we were third. So Norbert joined the conference last year, and they came in and they kicked everyone's butt. They were really, really deep last year. But this year they weren't as deep, so we had an edge on them. I think points-wise, so cross country is confusing because it goes by lowest score. Kind of like, is that golf?
Yeah,
golf does that too. Yeah, golf does that too. My knowledge on golf is very limited.
We are still unsuccessful in our quest to find a
golf
person who knows about golf.
We talk about this every time. We know nothing.
Yeah. But I think we were 52 points, and MSOE ended up winning with 39. So just to be like that close with them was exciting. So
yeah, for sure.
Hopefully.
And you guys have, correct me if I'm wrong, but are there any? There's no seniors on your team, right?
Yeah, no seniors on our team, which is exciting that we get to return everyone that was in our top 7 last year, and hopefully we get a couple freshmen that can come in and contribute too. So we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So hopefully next year. I mean, you said you got third last year, second this year.
Yeah, hopefully.
First is next, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's how that works.
That's the next step in the progression. So.
Yeah,
Exactly.
30 years the program's been around, and there has not been a single conference championship team in men's cross country history. So.
Until 2023.
Yeah.
Hopefully 2023.
Bring it home.
Look forward to it.
Got to get Coach Travis's first one. So
yeah,
that's the goal.
absolutely. We also gotta give a shout out quickly to the women's team. They took 6th place, and senior Brooke Grasson was 10th place overall. She also finished with an all conference honors. So congratulations to the women as well. And then this week, so after this or before this episode comes out, but after we're talking about this upcoming weekend, you guys are running at regionals, so tell us all about that.
So we're heading up to Northfield, Minnesota. I could not even tell you where that's at. We were there last.
Do we need to do another geography lesson?
I think geography lesson real fast.
Where'd you say it was?
Northfield, Minnesota. It's at St. Olaf is the school that's hosting it.
Gotcha.
So I know they're Minnesota. I don't know anything about Minnesota though. So where's that out on the hand actually? Oh wait,
That's
wrong
Michigan.
state.
Michigan is the mitten.
The hand is Wisconsin, right?
Well, there's kind of a there's a little bit of a debate as to which one could be like a mitten, but
did Michigan copy Wisconsin? They wanted to be the hand, so I
don't
guess we'll
know.
be the little brother and just be the mitten.
I haven't
then,
done thorough research on this topic, so I don't know
I
if I want to
start slandering
make a
Michigan.
bold statement
That's
here.
fair.
I
I don't want
actually-
to. No offense to anyone from Michigan, Izzy Ollie. I'm just kidding.
I know or I actually do know why we do not own the Upper Peninsula. Why it's not.
Why
do we not own it?
So there was like this big war that took place called the Toledo War that was like over this piece of land between Michigan and Ohio, and Ohio ended up winning it and took this strip of land called the Toledo Strip.
Yeah.
And as like a consolation prize, they gave Michigan the Upper Peninsula, which I
They're like, you guys are losers. You can have this part.
Yeah,
that
you
no
can
one
have this
else
part
wants.
That's
not
not how
connected
that's
to your
supposed to
state.
work.
But it's the cool part.
Why
like,
do you give anything to the losers?
I feel like the Upper Peninsula is like the better part of Michigan, so like they should be proud to have that. Is that a hot take?
Hot takes.
I feel like that's a pretty normal take. I
I-
think. Anyway.
You know, I couldn't tell you, but
Okay,
Did you find
so
any?
Northfield Township in Michigan. It says it's a
Minnesota. It's in Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
we're just
Wrong state.
All right, so we can't do math.
We
can't
all
do
this
geography,
talk about the
we can't do
mitten,
geography.
like
We got stuck.
What can we do?
Talk about sport. Talk about
please.
sports.
Silence there
Type
is
this
like
into the-
You talk
it's
about
loud.
sport.
Yeah,
Here,
that's
okay.
true. That's true.
Northfield, Minnesota. Okay.
St. Olaf. That's probably
St.
It's a
Olaf.
city in Dakota and Rice counties in the state of Minnesota. It is mostly in Rice County.
We're in the right state
With
now.
a small portion in Dakota County. Population as of 2020 is 20,790.
It's pretty big.
There you go.
It's about average.
St.
average
Olaf.
size.
So it's a ways south of Minneapolis.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
I just know it's gonna be cold, but you know we like running in the cold, so that's all right. what was I supposed to talk about again? Regionals?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's in Northfield,
Minnesota,
not Michigan.
Not
Right,
Michigan.
right.
There's
Well, we had wasn't Michigan the first
Yeah, we talked about
episode?
Michigan.
Yeah, where we went on.
I'm just
we had to
picturing
figure
some
out-
parent
It
shows
was-
up to like North
the wrong place because we talked about it.
We are not responsible for you
If you
showing
travel
up
to the wrong
at the
beach.
wrong location.
Sorry.
I'm gonna put it when I go back and edit this. I'm gonna put a little disclaimer
At the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please do.
here.
Please
Yeah.
do.
So
There's like 30 teams that'll be there from Wisconsin and Minnesota because we're in the North region. We're the North, so. Speaking of North, this is a total sidetrack, but like people from
yeah, like the 8th side.
Yeah,
check
that's what we do.
far.
That's what we
okay,
do.
but like whenever like someone's like, oh, up north, like where's that at? You know what I mean? Like if you're from Wisconsin, where's up north to you? You know?
I always feel like it's by like Lake Superior, like the most north.
Because like, is it like when you get to Green Bay? But like, what if you're from Green Bay? Like, what's up north then? You know what I mean?
Then you are up north.
Are you?
I think.
But
I feel like it's got to be relative to your home location, right?
I don't know. I mean, if you
Like, is
say
there
like,
is it? I don't know.
Or is
if
there like a
it's-
line across the state where like every Wisconsinite is like now, like they
Yeah,
like get
is
up
it-
and they step over the line and
is
they're
it
like,
like-
now we're up north.
There's like a
you know what I
certain
mean? Like-
latitude line that you
I
gotta
guess
like
it does
get
matter.
past.
Like, I feel like you could have somebody here that lives by Lake Superior that's like, I live up north, but then they're here, so it's relative again. Like
Yeah.
if you're up
guess.
at Lake Superior,
I don't know, but
do you
that's
say I'm up north?
what did they just say? They can't be up north till they like go to Canada or something. Like
At what point are you too north? Is there a
Arctic
true
Circle.
north?
yeah.
The
Okay.
North
Deep,
Pole.
deep philosophical
Yeah,
question.
this is the
today.
questions we need answered.
Are you?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you
on the
too
on the
far?
on the WLC Sports podcast?
Have
this is
we
what
even
need
talked about
answered.
sports yet?
Yeah, we talked about
Slightly.
we're-
What was it? North region. We're in the North region, so Minnesota, Wisconsin. It's a bunch of the WEAC schools, which they're really good. We got our conference. Yeah, there's like 300 kids probably in the race. It's a pretty fast race because like this is to get to nationals. So,
Right.
like, this is the race. Like you gotta put it out there. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So yeah, it's a really exciting race. In high school, I never ran like anything like this because I was like JV literally all of high school. So I never ran at like a state meet, like a regional, sectional, anything like that. So like last year was my like first like this is like the race, bro. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy because you got spectators, so many spectators, and you just got like a group of so many kids racing. Like there is people to carry you the whole race. Like there is not a single part where you're running by yourself. So
That's
it's
awesome.
just it's a pretty cool experience, and like it's just like I said, something I was never really used to before, and now it's like, hey, like we got to get out there and like go fast this weekend, like to try and do
Yeah.
what we want to do. So it's
Well,
exciting.
yeah, congratulations on getting there, and good luck as well
Yeah,
over the
thank
weekend.
you,
We'll
thank
check the website, check the recap on the website to see how they
Yeah.
did over the weekend.
Also, check the website for directions instead of
Yeah.
going
Instead of
off
going
of
what
whatever
we
we
said.
told you.
Yeah,
so.
don't go.
This is technically supposed to be at least partially an informational pod, but I don't know how.
So far,
Keyword technically.
I don't know how
Keyword
well
technically.
we've done in that regard. So
Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, it's fine. We've been doing good.
Another side note I'll throw in. Last year, 19th for the guys team, and like on paper that's not that impressive, but like that was the highest placement in school history for us. So like this year we returned everyone except for one. Chris Cron, love you Chris if you're watching this. Chris Cron graduated, but we're bringing back everyone else. So we're hoping like top 15 finish this year. That'd be really exciting for us.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, check the website, see how we did.
Big deal. And and just offer some congratulations afterwards. After you check the website.
After.
of course.
But
All right, I guess it's time to move on now before we get sidetracked
For the
any
third
more
time.
on cross-country related topics that aren't really all that related to cross-country, such as our introspective discussion on Are You Too Far North? Women's volleyball. Let's talk about what's going on with women's volleyball.
women's volleyball. Yeah, I put it here in the agenda because I felt like after last episode we had a pretty easy transition into it, and I think the first game we got to talk about is Senior Day versus
Day.
MSOE.
Exciting.
That was
The crowd was just so energetic.
the crowd was energetic, and I think the entire team, both men's and women's.
Yeah, we had a
were there?
lot of people there for senior night, so that was really cool.
It was crazy. I mean, so I don't know if you, Jack, know what went down at that event, or
No,
you, the viewers. But
I tend to bury my head in the sand, so I don't know.
hey, that's all right. So they got down 2-0. That's what Peyton was mentioning about how I left at one point because I was like, I'm
Because
bringing
you were
the team
cursing
bad
him.
luck.
John
the
was
curse
cursing
is
that.
back.
I was
He
like,
was
I'm
cursing
bringing
him.
the team bad luck. This is
And
terrible.
like it was 0-2, like down. Like,
yeah,
it
and
was
the
not like very
second set was
close.
bad.
Yeah.
And like it. I don't know. I was very worried that we were, it was going to be like a terrible like senior day, like
And
massacre.
John ruined the senior day. It would have been his fault.
Exactly. So I left.
Wait. So you were only there as a spectator? I thought they hired you to be the cheer coordinator.
I know they didn't allow me to do it. It was,
you tried. I'd like to think John just like showed up and plopped down on the bench just to see what would happen.
I showed up with pom poms and everything, but no, they wouldn't allow it. No. But basically, the unofficial cheer squad was the cross country team there because, well, basically what happened was they had planned the flag shorts as a big part of their celebration. In third set, we were down 0-2. The first point that they won, they removed. They revealed.
They removed the flag shorts.
No, they stayed out.
They revealed the flag shorts, and WLC came back to win 3-2.
Oh,
I'm not saying that the flag shorts had anything to do with it, but
after
we
they
like to
appeared,
think that they did.
they got like they started playing.
They rallied. They rallied.
My first reaction when you told me that like that's all it took for you guys to break out the shorts, I was like, well, that sounds a little premature. But now it sounds like they were the rally.
They were the motivation.
In like baseball, when your team goes down, you put the rally cap on.
Yeah.
Well, for WLC women's volleyball, when they go down, you just take your pants off and have the flag shorts on.
Yeah, exactly. The
They
sight
rallied.
of the
very
American
very
flag.
important emphasis on you have shorts on underneath the pants.
right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Please don't show up to a.
Any WLC sporting event,
Without-
please don't show up
You need to have some kind of lower body
covering.
covering
Yeah,
on. Yes.
Please come and support, but please do so in proper attire.
Yes,
That's what we'll say.
We'll leave it at that.
That's
but
a
I mean, it was
PSA right there.
It was crazy. The crowd was going wild. There were some guys from MSOE going crazy too for their team.
They
which-
wanted to cheer louder than us, but they
did.
couldn't. They
But I
could
mean,
not. We just had the numbers on.
There was push-up. There were push-up competitions.
Lots of push-ups
there was
going
like
on.
rowboating. There was at one point I was doing this. I was doing the worm.
He was doing
so
He was.
it was a crazy day, and they ended up taking the ride.
So you came back then, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I came back because I was like, well, they're losing anyway when I'm gone, so I might as well come back.
Yeah.
So maybe me leaving and re-entering was also part of the.
I think the shorts had a little bit more.
Yeah,
to do
I
with it.
don't know. We're gonna need
You're not
to-
that special, John.
I
Come on,
know.
We're gonna need to hire some people to do like an in-depth study on John's presence at the volleyball games.
If you're
'Cause, like, we really at this point we can't really figure out what
A minute by minute.
what's going on
analysis.
here.
If
It's
you're a
like
psych
it's-
major and you need to do something for research night, this is an open topic.
Follow me to
Speak
WLC
John.
sporting
Speak
events.
To John.
Yeah, absolutely.
get to watch him do the worm.
Yeah, exactly. But then they participated after. Well, first of all, congratulations to the seniors on a
Yep.
good season. And then they participated. Their final thing of the year was the Warrior Invitational. They went 1-2 in that tournament. And then they had senior Jenna Charon was named all tournament, and she was also named first team all conference. So congratulations to her on another fantastic season. I think that's not the first time that she's won those
I
awards.
think a couple of times she's been
Yeah,
first team all
yeah,
conference.
yeah,
Yeah,
so-
big congrats to Jenna. That's SAC president. Shout out Jenna. Great SAC president. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anything else on volleyball, or should we?
I mean, let's see. We covered John, shorts, worm. I think
basics.
I
What
think
else?
we hit on all the key points.
What else can you really talk about? Yeah.
I talked about awards too, obviously.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not everything is about us on this podcast. So.
It might seem like it,
Yeah,
but
it's-
no, it's fine. No, but moving into some other winning.
Continuing the winning ways of
Yes.
Lots
WLC
of winning
sports.
going on
Winning-
recently. We like this.
We do
Warriors
like winning.
winning.
Winning
winning
Warriors.
together. Warriors winning together.
Ooh.
Oh, can we
New catchphrase.
copyright that?
Is
Yeah,
there?
Warriors winning together
I feel like is there a synonym for together that starts with a W?
with each other. No.
Jeez.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Warriors winning wonderfully.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
WWW.
We'll think about that.
Yeah.
We'll make T-shirts, dude. Pod merch.
I would buy.
Comment down below if you want pod merch
wanna-
and what you want.
I want a T-shirt with John's face, just right on the front. Nothing else. Like no
Dude,
WLC.
dude, we're gonna. I just got this vision. We're gonna make a shirt. There's nothing on the shirt. The only thing on the shirt is just in like generic Times New Roman font, the word towels.
I knew exactly where I was
Towels
going.
and then like a period at the end of towels.
It's just everybody shows up to a tennis match wearing it. I'm like, no. I think we have a big opportunity. We have one set of shirts with my face, and we have another set of shirts with your face.
Yeah, we
It
don't
could
want
be
my
like
face on
a
a
couple
shirt.
costume like idea
Yeah.
thing too. Like you guys
Brilliant.
both have a shirt on. One's John, one's Jack. Like
Then we
We'll
can
have an episode where you wear the Jack shirt.
That's
and
what I
I'll
was
wear
gonna
the
say.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna
that'd be
say.
perfect.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant. Okay, WLC
We'll
Sports.
get back to
we're
that,
talking.
though.
We're talking about it. Don't fire us from our job. Men's football. We should talk about how they had a 3-game win streak.
they have been winning.
Ended in, or their most recent win was Senior Day versus CUC. They won 30-7, and they were going. We talked about some of their wins in the last episode, but they were having a lot of success against some of these teams. Unfortunately, that streak was ended in the Lutheran Bowl, which we talked about last time as well. We played against Concordia, Wisconsin, obviously, and ended up losing that one 21-45, which is unfortunate.
Do I still get credit for my prediction that the Lutherans would win the Lutheran
You
Bowl?
do. I
There we
mean,
go.
at the end of the day, the Lutherans did
The Lutherans came out ahead.
pull through. And, I mean, we have another chance to prove our superiority against Lutherans with men's basketball coming up.
Well,
We'll
our superior, but we're Lutherans. Our superiority against Lutherans
we're the better Lutherans.
over other Lutherans.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get like that.
I thought you meant.
controversial,
Yeah.
no.
Okay. Yeah.
Where I'm just saying like it's like the Lutheran Bowl, but yeah.
We'll cut that out.
We gotta
yeah. Cut it out.
gotta stay unified.
Yeah. But no, and then their final game is this Saturday versus Benedictine. So while you're going and researching how the cross country team did at regionals, you can go ahead and check out men's football Benedictine.
See how many rushing yards Jalen Harris gets this weekend.
Exactly.
I'm going over
Well, and
150.
Justin Parms, too.
And Justin
Yeah,
Parms.
you gotta
Throwing in a
talk
callback to former podcast.
Yeah,
Jalen
exactly.
Harris.
Jalen
Harris.
Harris. Oh,
King Jalen.
great time.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
That was a
it
fun
was,
one.
it was.
They've all been fun so
They
far.
have, they
so
have.
We've
We've,
had some fantastic guests so far.
We have, absolutely.
Also,
Continue
I got to talk to Jalen real fast through the camera here. Colts at Raiders this week.
Ooh.
So, my
They-
boys are going to get a dub over yours. So,
Big
more
game
smack
coming
talk
up.
against your Raiders.
We're gonna transition immediately off of NFL football, so I don't have to say anything about the Packers.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go ahead and go. We can go to women's soccer, but I'd like to warn you guys before we talk women's soccer. I was heated
He's
the
livid.
other day.
He is livid.
I was so
They're-
angry.
The viewers or listeners cannot see the agenda that John wrote,
And
but
the
there are
the
like
angry emojis.
there are
that-
angry face emojis like scattered all over
Yes.
this thing,
Well, okay, let me.
and we got like all caps, and it's
Yes, let me explain to you where this is coming from. Okay, so like for the past 2 or 3 episodes of the pod, I've been pointing out about like some of the freshmen that we have on the team. Emily Bartlett, Brooke Blum have been having fantastic seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And last time I was even like, I bet one of them will win freshman of the year, right? And maybe that was a little premature of me, okay? But here's where it all comes through to me. Neither of them won freshman of the year, which
Highway
first
robbery.
of all,
Highway robbery.
Exactly. First of all, I feel like it's robbery. Granted, I understand they typically give those awards to like teams that have higher records. They'll usually give, so I understand. But they only gave her honorable mention.
Not even all NAC. Like, not even.
Well,
like,
it's all
honorable,
honorable
but not
mention,
like a
but
team,
not a
like,
first team. No, I mean, first of all, like
ridiculous.
I do want to say like congratulations. Like
Yes,
that's an accomplishment,
yeah,
especially as a
congrats,
freshman.
yeah. But she deserved.
But she deserved
She-
more.
yeah, exactly.
And like looking at the stats, I went through. I don't think you understand. There was
John was crunching the numbers.
Yes, and it definitely wasn't during one of my classes. But I went to the NAC website and I was like looking at all of the stats on the year, and like I understand like defensive stats are harder to keep track of,
Yeah.
so there's not as many like numbers involved. But like when I looked at the stats, there were freshmen on the first teams and second teams in the same positions that scored less goals, had less assists, had less points on the season. I don't know what points are comprised of, but
I
they
think
had
it's-
less of them. So like, it's like
It
goals.
does, the numbers. We're not math majors, but the numbers did not add up. They did not add up.
Exactly.
This is my big thing with like you mentioned it before. They sometimes give the awards out based on the team they're on and how the team
Yeah.
did. Like
Right.
I understand there's something to just winning in general, but I feel like when you're basing individual awards, when team success is factoring into individual award, and this is like a big thing in baseball especially. It's all sports, but
Right.
it's so I've come across it. I feel like that's a fundamental misunderstanding of how a team sport versus individual performance, how that all works.
Yeah.
Because how can you, and the whole idea behind a team sport is that one person cannot carry the team.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a really good performance that helps your team out in a big way, but there is no sport that you can like manage to win. If it's a team sport, one person alone, everything they did, that cannot be the only singular reason that they won.
Right. And I feel like the reasoning that they gave behind it on the website for who they named the freshman of the year was that like she contributed on defense to like only allowing opponents to score X amount of goals, which like I understand defensive positions like I said.
But that was the team stat of.
No, but that was why they said so she contributed.
She
to
contributed
her team.
To the team's
defensive
stat. Well, of course, but
which I mean, of course, does matter, but it also obviously relies on the goalie. It relies on everything
that's
else.
What the other defenders are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's such an imperfect measurement. Like I don't think you can.
Yes.
And we got to make it very clear. Like we're not trying to discredit the people
absolutely.
who won.
Yeah. No.
Like obviously you need to have a very good season to be in consideration for this. So congratulations to everyone.
Yes, absolutely. Like
who is
but it's
in the voting
it's Warriors
here,
supporting Warriors. Like
yes,
we gotta.
It's Warriors supporting Warriors. We got to do it. Like you said. Like it's not that the person who won or the people who were on the other teams had bad seasons by any means, and like that should not be interpreted as that at all. Congratulations to everybody who made the all teams for all the sports. Yeah, absolutely. But I just feel like for this personally, the WLC Sports Podcast. I came in just like
heated.
Yeah, John, I
don't understand it.
This is where the angry face emojis popped up on here. So
I added 3 of them. That's how mad I was.
John is a WLC women's soccer super fan.
I am.
It's just really hit him.
Women's volleyball and women's soccer.
Literally,
really just all WLC sports.
I mean that's good. So
having a freshman NAC all honorable mention, like that's exciting for what's to come in next year, and years after for the program. So
well, and as I mentioned, she wasn't like the only freshman on the team who had a great season this year. So looking forward to
be on the watch for women's soccer, man.
Seriously.
Be on the watch.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I mean, men's soccer as well. We had a number of people. I know you.
I'm a big WLC men's soccer fan, man. My roommate freshman year is on the team, so I always got to keep up with them.
Exactly. But men's soccer did have they had senior Jason Cano and junior Puma Galvan win first team all conference. And they had junior Tony Bedoya with NACC honorable mention as well. So congratulations to those guys and the team for a good season. They actually ended out their season with a win versus Maranatha Baptist, 5-3, and Jason Cano had a hat trick, which
he's good. He is good at soccer.
He popped off, and then I also wrote in the agenda. I had to write this down when I was looking at the WLC Sports page, which I do. Like I look at all the recaps to put these together. The title that they gave the article was Cano's final trick treats WLC to 10-win campaign. This was
Halloween?
2 days before Halloween.
Ooh.
Trick, treats.
Who writes those? Is it Adam Heisen?
I don't know. I have no. I think it might be a couple people.
He needs a raise.
I know there's like a bunch of people or interns or whatever work with him.
Whoever wrote that title.
Yeah, I don't want to give false credit to somebody who didn't write it, but whoever did write it, you went nuts. Like I appreciate it. Just know that your work is being appreciated.
Give us a call. We'll put you on the pod.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Speaking of soccer, while we were at that MSOE volleyball game, Warriors supporting Warriors, me and John had the soccer game pulled up on my phone. We were watching that too. That was an insane game. They went down 0-2 super fast. I think it was within the first 15 minutes. And then Tony hits a goal right before halftime. And it was an insane shot too. I think it was from at least 45 feet out, just kind of sailed it in. And I was freaking out at the volleyball game, going crazy. And then Tony scored again to tie it up. I think 10 minutes left in the game to go or something like that. So it was just really exciting to see that.
It was so funny because I'm pretty sure that our volleyball team lost a point, and then you just hear Peyton yeah, let's go.
It was so loud because I'm watching the soccer game too. So,
but no, multitasking. You got to do it when there's multiple Warrior sports going on. You got to pay attention to as many as you can. That's the way that it goes. But and I don't know if I don't think I mentioned this before, but men's soccer did reach with that final win. They reached 10 wins on the season, which again, congratulations. That's
pretty impressive season for them. Yeah. It's so tragic. I think they just barely missed out of the tournament.
Really?
And it's just so many teams this year played so well, and I think they were like tied with like 2 other teams with the same amount of points, and it's just like tiebreakers, like they just missed it. So it's just like they had like a phenomenal season this season, but it's just like at the end of the day, like just the tiebreaker and whatnot, like kicked them out. So it's just so sad because like the team this year was super good. So
well, hopefully both the soccer teams will be able to
year.
look forward to next year, getting
Yeah.
into the tournaments and just having success all around with that. And then I guess the final sport for the first time ever on the podcast that we have to bring up is basketball. It's hard to believe, but we're getting to that time of the year where we're starting to transition into winter sports. And the first basketball games are actually this coming weekend from when we're recording, and the weekend before this will go up. So as we were kind of alluding to earlier, men's basketball plays MLC and Bethany, which are both Lutheran schools actually, so we can assert our dominance there.
Yeah.
And then
Lutheran dominance.
exactly. And then women's basketball has the Paul F. Knippel Classic. They play Calvin and DePauw. And then their next upcoming home game after the pod comes up will be Wednesday, November 16th versus Carthage. So come out and support them there. I know men's basketball after these home games this weekend has a long stretch before they have a home game. It's not until after, I think, the next episode of the pod comes out that they play Concordia at home. It's like November 29th or something.
Jeez.
So we'll give more details on that one in the next episode. But if you wanna come out and support Wednesday, November 16th against Carthage for the women.
Wednesday 16th. Wednesday is a month
Wednesday
now.
16th. Yeah.
So not okay. So we can't do math. Well, I guess you already said we can't do calendars. Like we couldn't judge the amount of time that it passed. Now we don't even know what months are. We don't know geography.
I feel like what this is saying is that all three of us need to go back to like kindergarten. Like we need to have the little clocks that you can like wind with the hands.
We promise the WLC education is good. We just have a hard time paying attention when it comes to math.
Yeah, we're just not in math classes.
I did take stats last year, but
there you go.
I'm a math major, so
when I was in high school, I remember one of my high school math teachers was like, if you don't know your basic math facts by now, like you're not going to learn them. Just use a calculator. So I was like, guess I'm using a calculator for everything.
I wish that my teachers had said that.
Because I was in like I have to take a science lab this semester for gen ed. So we were in the lab last week and we just had to do some basic calculations, nothing too hard. And like this was really easy. And I'm just like, I'm putting in all the numbers into a calculator because I can't do it in my head. And then my lab partner is just like saying the answer like 5 seconds before I'm typing into the calculator, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. But that's my mental math skills are not.
It's the same.
Not great.
No.
For nursing, we have to do like dosage calculation stuff, and it's like you can't use a calculator on the test. So I'm over there like 3 pieces of scratch paper, like trying to do like 2 + 2. Like it's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
What is it?
I promise I am not failing any of my classes, so it's okay.
That's good.
It's okay.
Contrary to the perception we may have created, I'd like to think that the three of us are decently bright individuals in our respective fields of study.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But again, kind of puts into question their choice to have us represent the entire school on this podcast.
Well, we must be doing okay because we're still here. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I haven't kicked you guys out yet.
No.
Yet.
Exactly.
Emphasis on yet. They're probably grooming our replacements as we speak.
Seriously.
But.
All right, so the final thing that I really want to talk about here is, so you know how I mentioned I was on the NACC website and I was just going through, and again, not doing this during class.
Total.
To be honest, if you wonder why I can't do math, like no, but no, I was looking because last episode I told you that there are teams in the NAC that have swimming teams, and I was like wanted to make sure that I didn't completely make that up. So I went and I looked, and sure enough, there are certain teams that have that. But then I was like, what if I just look through all of the websites and see if there's any like other out of the ordinary sports? And the one that I didn't recognize like the most was something called STUNT. I don't remember which teams. There were multiple that had a stunt team, and I was like, what is this? Is this like stunt acting or something? Like what is this as a sport?
I would when I hear that, I think of like a stunt man in like a movie,
right?
Who does like all of the dangerous scenes so that like the main actor doesn't get hurt or something.
Yes,
Like,
that's what I thought too.
I have to Google what this is.
Yeah,
right
please
now.
do, because
Yeah,
that's what I ended
that's-
up doing,
we
right?
gotta get to the bottom of
STUNT,
this.
the sport.
Yeah.
One of the fastest growing female sports.
It is.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, my understanding of stunt is that they've taken cheerleading and they've turned it into a competitive game with 4 quarters that you go against other teams. And I don't know if you're trying to do it faster than them. I don't know if you're trying to do it like better. But like basically both teams are going at the same time and they're doing the same routines as far as the video that I watched told me. And you're basically just getting judged, and there's somehow like 4 different quarters to it where you perform, and they had a whole, the whatever school it was had a whole summary written up that was like they came back in the 3rd quarter and had a big like comeback win.
John is so interested in this because he wanted to be a cheerleader for the volleyball team, but they didn't like him.
Exactly.
So like now he
This
really
might
wants.
be your outlet.
This is
now.
his
I need
calling.
alternatives.
He
I need
really
alternatives.
wants this to like happen at
Yeah.
WLC now.
Exactly.
So it's like a cheerleading meet, but it's like a regular competitive event, or
Well, I mean, like cheerleading, I know is its own competitive. Case in point, one of the schools that had it listed cheer and dance separately to stunt.
really?
So they have their own seasons, they have their own
Okay,
teams.
so is
Interesting.
stunt the name of the sport, or is it the name of like a meeting
Is
where
it
they
an
do
acronym?
these things,
Like,
or
does it mean something?
That I'm unclear.
Is it-
I
oh,
think
is it
it's the
an
name of the
acronym?
sport. I think it's
Okay.
the name of the sport, but it might stand for something. I'm not sure. But no, I just thought it was really interesting because like I had never heard of it, and like there were some schools that like had like listed like way more women's sports than men's sports because they had stunt and dance and cheerleading, and it was just like
21 universities now are competing in this sport.
Look at that.
Are you on the official stunt website?
I
right
was.
now?
I was.
I'm on
looking at the
stuntthesport.org.
Yep,
Yes.
that's what I
So we got, what is stunt? Stunt is a new female sport that incorporates skills derived from cheerleading. Stunt is an exciting head-to-head game between 2 teams who execute skills-based routines in various categories: partner stunts, jumps and tumbling, pyramids and tosses, and team routines. So it's cheerleading routines, basically.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Then we got the why play stunt ? Number 1 reason, because athletes and fans love it.
Hard to argue with that.
can't-
Really hard to
that
argue
should
with that
be,
one.
it should be the top motivation. We got easy onboarding with support provided from USA Cheer, low equipment, facility, and game operations costs, large rosters for college and high school, Title IX compliant, easy recruiting for colleges from existing high school stunt athletes, cheerleaders, gymnasts, and weightlifters.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they got it, and it's for different levels. They got a club level for younger kids. They got high school level, collegiate level.
I mean,
There's a club stunt. Like, wow.
it's
Spring
the
sport.
fastest growing female
It
sport.
is.
Like
It
if
is.
we're
Yes.
looking for another women's sport to add to the regimen, I know
stunts.
we have.
We got to make it Title IX compliant though.
Well, yeah.
Well, they all have to be.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be.
Well, yeah. So as long as we,
Well,
if we add,
We're all about equality here.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I think
Is Power Surge just technically a sport at
it's
WLC?
not listed as one. It's a club.
Okay.
So it's not on the official website.
Interesting.
But yeah, no. I feel like I don't know. It just
Okay,
struck
well,
my
we'll-
interest. I was like,
We'll leave this episode then on the cliffhanger of stunt, and we'll come back.
Is WLC going to introduce stunting? Are they?
We'll come back next time, and we'll see what our next guest.
we'll
thinks
propose
about
it to
stunt.
somebody, and then
We have a very special guest coming up on the next edition of the pod after this. That's going to be coming
do.
out the week of Thanksgiving, I believe. That's scheduled for,
I think the week after.
or the week after.
Yeah, I think the Monday after
Okay.
Thanksgiving it should
Okay.
come out.
But when that comes out, like that's going to be a big episode. We got a great guest.
we won't spoil.
Tentatively, we're
Yes,
working on it.
but we won't spoil. We won't
The
spoil.
plan. That's the plan. So
Yes.
you're gonna want to tune into that one. Peyton, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having
did
me, guys.
Did a great job again, just like everybody else has
Seriously.
so far. So
we've gotten. Well, I don't even want to say we've gotten lucky. I think we just have like. I think
I think our guest selection process is just that good.
Well,
We're
no,
gonna
I was
pat
gonna-
ourselves on the back. No,
I was gonna make it more wholesome and say like
okay.
the WLC community of athletes and sports is just has so many good individuals in it that like the guests that we invite have all been really great.
It's a pretty welcoming environment in the basement library too, so it's really easy
I know,
to just
I know.
open up
Hey,
with you guys.
don't break
you
the
know?
fourth wall right there.
There you go.
Don't-
I can't let them know this is filmed.
The fans will be outside the window.
They're going to be
There you
asking
go.
for
Yeah.
autographs.
we joke around a lot, but we do have some very good, upstanding Christian individuals who are representing our school with their athletic talents and the PR aspect of coming on the pod.
Yeah.
And promoting the stuff they're doing. So
Exactly.
it's been a fun ride so far. So
Yeah, absolutely. So
and I think our next guest will continue that trend of being entertaining and also a good spokesperson for WLC.
absolutely, absolutely.
We're gonna leave it at that. I think right?
so.
I think we
Yep.
got everything we need.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Right?
2 weeks. it
All
should
right.
be.
Sounds great.